Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be unboxing from the Art of Pinball custom shooter rod surround and also the action button surround. These are hand sculpted and resin cast. These are not 3D printed, so stay tuned. Let's unbox this and see what's inside. So the Art of Pinball is run by a guy named Lior, and he has been on the scene for a while making mods. He's got some mods for the Pirates of the Caribbean. Also, I first noticed him when he was doing mods for Indiana Jones, and he did the Ruins mod, and the idol area up over there was really cool. Really good attention to detail. So let's see what's inside here. Some of these peanuts. Oh, cool. There's looks like a button. No, it's a bottle opener. The Art of Pinball, and that's Lior right there. Very cool. And let's see. A little thank you card. I guess he has some sort of giveaways every now and again, which is cool. Let's see what this is. This thing's really cool. It is a business card sized multi-tool for common pinball nuts and bolts. And really nice quality. It's got his name. It's got his logo screen printed on the front there. Really handy tool to have. And looks like we have a magnet. Oh, that's cool. Now on to the good stuff. Now, from what I understand, this is one of the very first batches that he's done of these. So let's see. Wow, that's really nice. Custom screen printed bag. And this should have the shooter rod mod. Oh, look at that. That is amazing. Look at that detail. So it looks like it just sticks onto the front of the cabinet with some double-sided tape. I don't see any screw holes, but really wonderfully painted and detailed. And that's going to go over the shooter rod. Let's look at the action button surround. Again, another really cool looking bag. Oh wow, it's got the kind of the Guns&Roses motif on the outside of this as well. And it did have that on the other, it had that on the other bag as well. Very fancy. His stuff is top notch from what I understand, and I can definitely see the quality here. So this is the action button surround. That's gonna go right here on the pinball machine. And again, it's just double-sided tape. Looks like he hand signs everything at the back. But wow, that looks amazing. Let's take a little bit of a closer look at these mods before I install them. So the detail is just insane. And these are not 3D printed either. They look like they're a resin cast and then hand painted. That is amazing. And you notice on the shooter rod, the skull, it's all detailed around where the shooter rod goes through the top of the skull here. The shading looks really nice on the painting. And again, it's signed on the back, and he's got like some sort of seal to let you know that it's from him on the back side. That's really cool. So let's get this installed and check it out. So let's start with the action button surround. First off, you want to use a decent quality glass cleaner to get your fingerprints and oils from your hands off of the surface so it has good adhesion. And if you don't do that, it might come off down the road. And we're going to peel off the backing here. One more piece. Now we just line it up and stick it onto the lockdown bar. So the idea is to use the center action button as a center point when you line up this piece. So I kind of make sure it's centered all the way around. And once I get it centered, we'll just push down and we'll lock it into place. A couple good presses, make sure it's stuck down good. There we go. Man, that looks amazing. The detail on this sculpt is just insane. And the painting, it just really adds a nice level of detail to this lockdown bar to an already gorgeous game. So let's move on to this guy right here. We're gonna dress this up with the new shooter rod cover. So the next step is to remove the shooter rod, and there's a C-clip right here on the end. So you can use a slotted screwdriver on the end of the C-clip, lift it straight up, and you can pull the shooter tip right off and then remove the spring and the two washers. So when you pull the shooter tip off and you remove the C-clip, the spring is going to want to launch the washer towards the back of the cabinet. It happened to me just now, so be careful. So we're going to want to pull our spring out, and then the inner washer, and then now the shooter rod can be removed. So the next thing we're going to want to do is again clean our area, make sure it's free of any oils from our fingers. So once that's all clean, I'm going to do a test fit, and it just slides right over the shooter rod housing. So now I just need to pull the adhesive backing off, and we're ready to stick it onto the front of the cabinet. Just give it a couple good presses around the sides, and that's on there. Man, that looks really good. So this is the stock Guns&Roses shooter rod. So Leor recommends that I get the flat style shooter rod like you see on most pinball machines with a plunger. So I'm just going to go ahead and swap this out. Now he also had recommended getting a different spring, which I'll need to order. So I'm going to use the stock spring for now until the other spring comes in. But I'll put a link down below for this shooter rod and the spring from Marco. And the reason why you do want to swap it out with that other style is because the ball end can get really close when you're plunging the ball, and it could damage the art around the plunger area. So that's one of the reasons why he suggests that. So we are done. Man, it really ties the whole game together with the action button and the shooter rod surround. It looks great. So if you have an LE or even a standard edition, you can get this as a great upgrade to really dress up your game. So if you're curious about ordering one for yourself, I'm going to put a link down below in the description. He has detailed pictures on his Instagram, and you can contact him there for more information. So if you like the content here on Empire Pinball, please consider subscribing, liking the video, and hitting the notification bell for new videos that come out. The next video I have is a super cheap mod that you can do to increase the bass on this machine by about 85%. It's insane. In my opinion, the low end on this game is a little weak, and there's no adjustments in the menu to amp up the low end. So with this mod, you're gonna have all the low end you could ever think of. So stay tuned and keep flipping.